Hi, this is BC Rieger with the Quantum Playground, and I wanted to do a playing with questions video this afternoon. I had someone get in touch, and we had a nice conversation, and they were discussing about how things don't seem to be working like they used to for them, as far as inspiration, as far as the way that they meditate or relax. And so we played and had a conversation about that. And it's something that comes up a lot right now for people. Things aren't working like they used to. The old things aren't working the way they used to. And the way we used to do things is not working anymore. And the camera's shaking a little because Keegan's crawling between the tripod legs. So hopefully we won't knock it over. And why is that? Because the energies have all changed. The frequencies of all the energies have all changed. And so the flow of energy is different. We're different. And what fits in the energetics for us to unfold things has to be in a different configuration. I'll give you one example. You know, so to say, the cabal, a lot of their tactics for false flags, for different things, don't work anymore. And they can be revealed very, very quickly now. They can be seen for what they are almost instantaneously. And so that's one example, because that energy and what their intention behind it is and how they're flowing it is of a very constrictive, tight, dense energy. It's of a controlling energy. And so that's just one example. That by no means does that reflect all of what I'm talking about, but that's just one example. Another example like this friend, he was saying, you know, he used to be able to meditate fairly easily, and the way he would do it, he'd sit outside on the porch and he'd meditate, and he could get into it very quickly. He could get into a calm state and things would flow, and it seems to be disjointed, or like there's like it's muddy. You know, he used to be able to visualize well and stuff. And part of that is because we're taking on so many different aspects of ourself on board. We're reconfiguring all of everything, synapses and energetic linking within us, the whole communication system within us. So communicating with the rest of us, and you know, the soul, the higher selves, the guides, however you would have labeled it, how you would have been talking about it when it comes to meditation or something like that. They're not up here flying around anymore. They never really were, but there certainly isn't that separations and distance anymore. So it's all right here, right now, in the new now. So what I mostly wanted to play was to point that out, and then kind of turn it around to a tool of how are you looking at whatever it is that you are wanting to accomplish, that you are wanting to carry to fruition with an inspiration, or to get inspired, if your ways of creativity and stuff aren't working. Or maybe you were one of those people who say, well, I'm not really very creative. I can't tell you the number of people who've told me that, and it's a bald-faced lie, because you play with them on it a little bit and they get out of that groove of the brain saying, I'm not creative, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that, and just play with different ways to jump that groove, jump out of it, maybe splash in the puddle of the groove, and then come out and, you know, look at the mud spots and the Rorschach test of creativity there. So we all are creative. and why have we been allowing ourselves to be that way? Have we been allowing? Um, all of that is coming much more easily, provided we're not looking in a specific area for a specific method or way to do that, especially attached to, well, this always used to work, and now I can't get it to work. Great. So then say, well, cool. There's a reason that I'm, graduating, moving up, expanding beyond that, and what's the feeling that I want? What feels good? What's my intuition telling me? What's my soul telling me? So one of the things that is very loud and clear, the way that it gets transmitted to you, if you can allow yourself to just notice and tune into it, is that the time of being small and trying little things or brushing off what you have a sense you've been hearing and communicating with all along, that's done. And so it seems kind of like an oxymoron, but in this frustration point for people where the same things aren't seeming to work, and not just medicine, anything. How can I be creative? How can I stand in the void for a moment, so that not working, instead of being a point of frustration, take it as a point of, okay. And maybe walk around, do a full circle, looking in view of that not working, quote unquote. Then step back and, like a fresh sheet of paper, start from the new place with, you might use jumping off points, your knowings from what worked before, your greatest inspiration or the aha moment or something that kind of flits down to you right this moment. Anyways, anything, these moments that are coming up as a frustration point, it's a really good place to say, that's a signal, that's a note, that's a big post-it note memo, one of the super sticky ones that can't fall off, for me to pay attention and flow around this in a different way, not go in the groove of going, it's not working, and instead going, cool, I'm expanding. Cool, there's something new for me to look at here. Cool, I can step into a new, more expanded way to do things, more magical way to do things, a more effective, efficient, joyful, effortless way to do things. And that will get you a lot further, because it's a lot more fun than going, it's not working. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, take a breath for a couple beats, a minute or two, and just enjoy where you are, take some deep breaths, and then move forward with what strikes you next. I love you. Hi, cutie.